Dum 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 da da dum. Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round three of our league challenge that happened at Die Hard Games on February 13th, 2025. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format everyone wants. Pokemon Days celebration and switch deck between rounds if you want. Tournament February 27th at 6 p.m. Journey Together pre-releases start March 15th at 1 p.m. and League Cup March 29th at 12 p.m. All Central Time, all at Die Hard Games. Go see more info in this video's description and check out Pokemon's event locator for premiere and other events at the shop, such as League Challenges, League Cups, pre-releases, and more. Please hit that like button right quick, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good free stuff. But anyways, let's research this game. We've got Lugia versus Festival Lead. Lugia is going first on the left with Lugia in the active spot. Mincino gets put onto the bench. We've got step one, have Lugia V in play on turn one, complete. Now can we get any Archeops in the discard pile to be summoned when Lugia V evolves into the V-Star? Not too much else but an energy attachment in hand, I think, as Mist Energy gets attached to the active Lugia V, and then play passes over to our player on the right, the festival leader running the camera table here with Goldeen in the active spot, Foot Coco on the bench, Buddy Buddy Poffin being played from hand now. That item allows the player to search their deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less to put onto the bench. Maybe a Grookey and a Goldeen. Yep, will be the targets here. Just depends on what's in hand, but you definitely want more of your basic form of your main attacker, because if you don't have your main attacker in play, you're not attacking and progressing your board state. Grookey's a great support Pokemon, but we need those main attackers primarily initially. So we got an okay board looking here as they pass over to our Lugia player on the left. Lugia V-Star in hand. That's good, and it evolves now in the active spot. Double Turbo Energy gets attached to it, and I think that might be it. Just a pass. Yeah, no Archeops in the discard pile here for Lugia. No, which means no Archeops in onto the bench either with the powerful Primal Turbo ability, but the Festival lead player on the right just drew and passed for their turn, so this might be exactly what the Lugia player needs on the left as they start their next turn by attaching a gift energy, I think, to the active Lugia. It's fully manually powered up now. It could start swinging for 200 damage thanks to the double turbo energy reduction. That will KO the opposing Goldeen, and it looks like that's it. Theme deck, fundamental mode here, as Goldeen on the right-hand side swims into the active spot and play resumes there. With an Arven, okay, still in the game, Arven allows the player to search the deck for an item and a tool card. The item may be something like that Precious Trolley to restabilize the board here. They are eyeing up a Buddy Buddy Poffin if we don't need the power of the trolley yet, but no, that's going to the front there. Now they just need to decide what tool to grab as they look through their deck for the best two options here off of this Arven. Vitality Band and Precious Trolley will be the targets here. Precious Trolley, the pink ace spec card being played now, allowing the player to search their deck for as many basic Pokemon that will fit on their bench and bench them. So we're going to see the board be nice and established here, at least for our festival lead player on the right-hand side. Definitely got to get another Goldeen here. Maybe a third one if it's even in deck. We're just going to go for the third Grookey for now, because with two Goldeen in play, it's you can bet at least they'll survive. One of them at least will survive the next turn, unless that ogre pawn gets involved. But you see zero cards in the Lugia player's discard pile, so it may be a lot for them to get going as they top deck Jet Energy on the left hand side, starting their next turn as the Lugia player. Is there anything else to do other than potentially attach and pass? Okay, capturing Aroma. Flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for an evolution Pokemon. If tails, search for a basic Pokemon. It was heads, so we can at least put an Archeops into our hand. Archeops, of course, we'll talk a little bit about that, has the Primal Turbo ability that allows the player to search their deck for up to two special energy cards and attach them to one of their Pokemon. You can get two Archeops in play from the discard pile via Lugia V-Star Summoning Star V-Star Power ability, but you've got to have at least one Archeops in the discard pile to do that. So this Archeops will go to hand. I don't see a way to discard in hand. You really don't want to attach either of those jet energies, so it looks like it might just be another Tempest Dive for 200 and another prize card here. We'll see what our Lugia player goes through though, as they cannot believe what's happening here. Attacking, taking a KO. The basics of the Pokemon trading card game. Goldeen on the right swims to the active spot and play resumes there. Can we see a big one-shot here? We have before, but our player's going to start with Alana's Aid that allows them to put back into their hands some resources from the discard pile. Two Goldeens were put back into the hand thanks to that Lana's Aid supporter, one of them put onto the bench here. The bare minimum happening as our player passes back to the Lugia player, who's already going to be halfway through this game after this next attack. Taking three prize cards. Mesagoza Stadium put into play. I don't even know if you want to give your opponent access to that stadium, but a heads is flipped, which means Mesagoza allows the player to search their deck for any Pokemon and put it into their hand. If it was tails, Mesagoza would have just been a blatant card and we're rolling dice for fun. Maybe can grab a Luminion here to have a supporter. So it looks like they're going to go for that Luminion that gets added to the hand thanks to the Mesagoza heads. Not going to play the Luminion quite yet, it seems. You could Luminion for Professor's Research to discard the hand, get an Archeops and a discard that way, but Jet Energy gets attached to the Minccino. That moves that Minccino into the active spot here. Canceling Clone being played here mostly just to burn it out of the hand, I think. Canceling Clone makes the opponent's active Pokemon have no ability for the rest of this turn. Luminion gets put onto the bench, activating its Luminous Sign ability that allows the player to search their deck for a supporter card. They pull a Professor's Research out of the deck as predicted, and then play that Professor's Research as a supporter for a turn, discarding a hand, drawing 7 fresh new cards, and more importantly, getting that Archeops in the discard pile. Ultra Ball in hand, but and there is a Capturing Aroma, so we could see another Archeops found here. Capturing Aroma flips and it's finally tails, so sadly not a second Archeops, but at least there's one in the discard pile. Capturing Aroma with a tails means remember they can search their deck for a basic Pokemon, put it into their hand. It's that Wellspring Mass Ogerpon EX that gets put onto the bench right away. Now, do we go for the Summoning Star here? You probably can because you're so far ahead. So it looks like our player does that. Lugia V-Star has the V-Star power ability, Summoning Star, that allows the player to put up to two colorless non-Roblox Pokemon from their discard onto their bench. So that's why we see the Archeops be resurrected there onto the bench. It's using Primal Turbo now to accelerate a Legacy Energy and a Double Turbo Energy to the bench. Wellspring Mass Ogerpon EX. And I think we're going in with that as our attacker for turn. That legacy energy, of course, is like a rainbow energy. It provides energy of any type to the Pokemon it's attached to and make it give up one less prize card when KO'd. Double turbo on there as well, powering up Wellspring Mass Ogerpon's attack that has you shuffle, or if you shuffle the energy attached to the Ogerpon into the deck, it deals like 120 or something to the active and then 100 to a bench Pokemon. Either way, enough to KO the active Goldeen and the bench Goldeen, leaving the Festival lead player with 0 main attacker basic forms in play for the next turn. Grookey moves to the active spot on the right and play resumes there. And it looks like our Festival lead player sees the writing on the wall, has had enough, and offers the concession to our Lugia player. What a game and way to end our league challenge here, and the Festival lead run as well. Top four for our league challenge this time was our Lugia player as first place. Second place was our Festival lead player here. Third place was our Torterra player seen in other videos. And fourth place was our Ceruledge player that wasn't featured this time. What do you think of the video and the commentary? Please leave feedback in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you to our players for letting their game be captured so we can learn and enjoy. And I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab. Dun -dun -dun.